Hey guys, welcome to another video. How do you watch
drug
that
dealer,
much?
and like the girl next to me was like, my ex-husband got 9 years for that, so be careful. I'm like, okay, I've never
9
done a drug
years.
in my life, but okay.
9 years. I've been alive for 7 years. So he's stayed longer than I existed.
At least they thought I was some badass and they didn't like mess with me or do anything. I mean, the girls don't really.
Also, I'd love for her to be my sister, because every day she'll be making videos. She'll probably be flipped at me because I'd always be doing pranks, this and that, and annoy so naughty. Yeah, I sometimes swear, and I made a new prank. So get a cup, put it on the door handle, so when they open it, it spills. Big brain. Or you can do that. I'm not gonna open the door and do that trick when she's in. I'm not gonna do that. She'll understand I'm doing pranks. She'll look up. I mean, like, she's gonna push the door, so I could put it on the other side. Big brain.
Mess with you unless you give them a reason to. So if you just be nice, be chill, be cool, don't pick fights with anyone, nobody's gonna pick a fight with you. At least in jail. I don't know about prison.
Yeah,
I haven't been to prison, but jail, people don't fuck with you unless you know them. There's another girl that got in with me. Her and her sister went in for fighting. Basically, her sister screwed her boyfriend, and then she found out, and then the two girls got into a fight, and their mom got into a fight too. So it was like a three-way cat fight, and then both sisters ended up going to jail. And she was just basically complaining about her sister the whole time, how she like screws everybody, how she has like a bunch of sugar daddies that pay for her cars, her cell phone, everything. And like I said before, when two people that live together fight, they both go to jail. Like, they don't give a shit in Arizona. They will not hesitate to arrest both of you guys. And these girls got messed up. Like, I'm talking about scratches all over their face, black eye, bleeding, and like her sister had like huge burned cuts all over her knee and everywhere. Like somebody pushed her on the sidewalk and got like scraped and all bloody and shit. And another girl got arrested because she didn't pay off a fine for a speeding ticket from like 2 years ago, and she just got pulled over and she was with her kid, and her kid was like, "Bye mommy, I'll see you tomorrow." That really sucks. She was just with her kid and she was like, my baby boy was just like, "Bye mommy, give me a hug." Like, "I'll see you tomorrow." Like, she didn't even give a fuck. I mean, they told us we were gonna be out in the morning, so we were all expecting to be out in the morning. That didn't happen. After the whole pee shenanigans, this was probably like 3 a.m. in the morning. We got transferred to our cells, and cells are so small and absolutely disgusting. You guys have no idea how disgusting these are. It's like, I would say, a 6x6 room. I counted the bricks. You got 3 people in the room, and you got a toilet in the back. Oh, and a little sink, because you're supposed to wash your hands, and you're supposed to drink from it too. I asked the cop, "Can I have some water?" They're like, there's water in the back, like from the sink. I'm like, "Is that filtered? Is that clean?" And they just laughed at me and walked away. Should have knocked out my window like, "Bitch, give me some smart water." You know, jail would be so much more tolerable if they actually gave you a blanket and a water bottle. Like, it would be fine. But they don't give you shit. There was one mat in our cell, and the 2 girls were already sleeping on it. And I didn't want to touch anything because there was literally piss and shit and vomit. There was vomit on the floor in the back, and there was food all over the thing. Used tissues. It is absolutely disgusting. I sat on the bench, refusing to go on the floor. I'm not gonna lay on the floor. I'm not gonna sit on the floor. I'm not gonna touch anything. I like went inside my shirt because it is absolutely freezing. It is freezing in jail. They always have the.
I thought she was. Alright, tell me if you think the same. I thought she was gonna take off her shirt for a minute.
I'm running so you can't smell how disgusting the room smells. Because there's food. There's old, disgusting food. Vomit, for fuck's sake, vomit. I couldn't even smell it. Thank God I couldn't smell it because the air was coming, but I mean, I had to pay the price because I was freezing. I was literally dying. I was shivering. My body would not stop vibrating the whole time. But like, everybody just goes in their shirt like this, pretty much lay like this and sleep. I actually didn't sleep. I didn't sleep the whole time I was there. I probably slept for a couple minutes, but that night I did not sleep at all. I was in that cell for a good, I would say 20 hours. They told me I was gonna be out in the morning, but they were really booked, and I kept like knocking on the window like, hey, you have to wait for somebody to come by, and then sometimes they'll open the window and talk to you. Sometimes they won't. Most of the time they won't. If you're there for over 24 hours, they give you a little 20 hours in a cell. I just sat there. I had no pencil, no paper. I wanted to like draw or do something, but I sat there for so long. After 15 hours in, the girl that was in my cell had to go, but they gave her a bed because she's been there for over 24 hours, and then she gave me her bed because she was leaving. I mean, I had a bed, well, that's what they call beds. It's really a mat, like a foam mat that you lay on. It's better than laying on the floor. They gave me some food. They gave you an apple, bread.
No, don't in prison, but where you're in, don't they give you a bunk bed?
Peanut butter and jelly. By the way, the peanut butter isn't really peanut butter. Peanut butter. It's what they want you to think it is. But I ate it anyway. I ate that. I ate an apple. That's the only food they gave me the whole time. Peanut butter and an apple. For over 24 hours being in that fucking jail. One of the detention officers walked by, and by the way, this guy, if I see this guy in real life, I don't know why detention officers are such fucking shits. They love treating people like shit. Like, they treat them like dogs, worse than dogs. Like, they don't even treat them like actual humans. It's like they get the job just so they can treat people like shit, just so they can have that power trip, and it's absolutely disgusting. Like, shit, if I was a detention officer, I would just be giving people out blankets, water, everything. Like, what is the point of treating people who have done absolutely nothing to you like shit? That is something I will never understand. Someone that has done absolutely nothing to you that you don't know, and you treat them like shit. That just shows how much of a terrible, disgusting person you are. So this detention officer walked to my door. I was like, hey, can I get a blanket? Because some of the other guys had blankets. He was like, oh, you want a blanket? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, oh, definitely. I can get you a blanket. I'm like, okay, thanks. He was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. That motherfucker never showed up with a blanket. Like, they just fuck with you on purpose. Like, oh yeah, I'll get you a blanket. Oh yeah, I'll get you a bed, and they never do it. When you get arrested, you get put in a cell, and you have to wait for your court date, because everybody sees a judge before they get out, and the judge will tell you how much you have to pay for your bail, or if they're just gonna let you out. My court was supposed to be in the morning, but I ended up pushing it to 8 o'clock at night. I waited so long for this moment. Waited so long for 8 o'clock to be here. I just sat there the whole day. The other girl gave me a mat though, so I laid on the mat for a little bit. I mean, I finally gave in, laid on the floor. After washing it, like, I got tissues, and then I wet the tissues, and I like wiped the bed before laying on it. I mean, I gotta stay clean, even in jail. I would constantly wash my hands. I would not touch anything disgusting. I peed like twice. I made sure not to drink a lot of water, because the water, I don't know, it is so disgusting. There is mold and mildew on the spout where the water is coming out from. These are disgusting, not livable conditions, even for prisoners, because you know, not all prisoners are bad people. They're regular people that just fuck up. I was lucky enough to get my own toilet paper. When you get toilet paper in jail, you have to like keep it close to you and keep it to yourself, because these girls, they take the toilet paper, they share it. There is no toilet paper holder, so they put it in their hands and roll it around it. Their hands are absolutely disgusting. They don't wash after they take a shit. They're not like me, take the soap, utilize the soap, because they do give you soap. And I was lucky enough to get my own toilet paper roll, because I stayed up that whole night, and they gave us toilet paper at like 4 in the morning, and I was like, I'm taking this is mine, you guys can share it. Because there was 2 other girls in my cell, and they were sharing toilet paper, and I had my own, and I was not giving it to anybody. Like, I slept on that shit. I put it behind my head, because the other girl was doing that. She was sleeping on the toilet paper roll, so I did that too. So I had my own toilet paper roll that was clean. You don't know what kind of diseases these girls have. This one girl in my cell, she just went on the toilet, and she started shitting. Like, she did not care. She was just like, sorry guys, I got a big one coming. And then she went on the toilet, and she started shitting, and you could hear everything. You could hear the farts, you could hear the sounds. It was so gross. And she was just making sounds and moaning like, I'm like, oh God, this is disgusting. How can you just be so open about this? You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. That's not the case for me. I can't do what I gotta do. I didn't poop. I had my own toilet paper roll, so like I put a bunch of toilet paper all over the seat. Obviously, I didn't even sit on it. I would squat over it, and I made myself a makeshift toilet paper cover just so like the water doesn't come back and splash me, just in case. I'm so paranoid of getting a disease from that. I mean, if I didn't already get a disease from drinking from a mold-covered water fountain. But anyways, back to court. We sat in front of a judge. It was like 30 people. We were all sitting in chairs, and she called us up one by one, tell us what we did and what she was gonna do, either put us out on bail. She put like everybody out on bail, like $2,000 bail, $400 bail. I really didn't want to get put on bail because I didn't know my mom's number. I knew she was gonna be checking for it either way, but she's paranoid. She wants to get me out, so she would be checking for that. It just takes a long time. I got out, I think, Saturday morning. She let me out. You don't have to pay bail or anything. I mean, it was such a minuscule crime. Like, it's not a big deal. It doesn't affect you getting jobs or you working with companies or you doing anything. So Sausage was in the court with me. They called him up first. I was like, oh my god, please let him get off with no bail. Because if you have bail, you have to wait for somebody to pay it off for you, and then that takes longer. So you will be in jail longer if you're on bail. She let him off, and then she said, the person that was involved with you is off too. We were like, yes, fuck yeah, I'm getting out of this bitch. And so we went back to our cells, and there was somebody else there, somebody new, and that's when I met the porn star, which I'll probably talk about in another video because that's a whole other thing. This video is getting long. I'm gonna wrap it up. So we waited in that cell for, I don't know, I asked them how long is it gonna be after you go to court before they let you out. They were like 4 to 6 hours. I'm like, 4 to 6 hours? He's like, that's until you get out. I'm like, oh my god, okay, whatever. I waited in that cell 6 hours before they called me out. And then it took, half an hour to get me processed and out? Why did I wait 6 hours in the fucking cell? You said 4 to 6 hours to get out. And then right after I got out of the cell, they transferred me. They gave me my stuff. They're like, okay, you're good to go. I'm like, what the? You could have done that right after court, for fuck's sake. Then I went outside, just outside in downtown Phoenix, and there was like a taxi cab. I heard some of the taxi cabs were really sketchy, so I was like really iffy, but there was nothing there, and there was sketchy people in the corner. I didn't want to walk around downtown Phoenix at like 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna take the taxi. I took the taxi. The taxi driver was really nice. He talked to me about some stuff. He wasn't creepy or anything. I sat on the front. Very normal, very nice guy, but charged me $150 from jail to my house. Like, it was ridiculous. They charge you a lot of money. Like, I wish I could have ordered Uber, but you're not allowed to bring your phones to jail, because if you bring your phone to jail and it's an iPhone or a smartphone, they take it to another place and you can't pick it up until like weekdays. So I would have been screwed and not had my phone. But they told me that at my house, so I didn't bring my phone to begin with. All I had was my ID and my debit card. So we both went home. I texted my mom, everything's fine, I'm good. Went home to a bunch of texts from her, like, sorry, there's no bail, when are you getting out? I don't know what to do, I'm panicking. And I'm like, it's okay, I'm out, it's good. I didn't get out as early as they told me I would. They said I would get out in the morning that day. So I was in jail for a good like 35 hours. Time wasted. A lot of time wasted. Took a shower. Needed that shower really bad. And we just went to sleep. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I hope this cleared things for you. I hope you learned something. Sorry, this is probably going to be a very long video. I am going to make another video on this, just talking about all the other stuff and the inmates and more shenanigans that happened during jail. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the freak and subscribe, join the Wolfpack. Ow! I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all.
I hope well, I certainly don't know. I hope you did do that in prison, practicing it. The hell is this? Shut up, Pantosaurus. Man, I've got a headache.
Is that right, Pantosaurus?
What's up, guys? Today we are doing another story time video, but first I wanted to mention that the gameplay is Dungeon Hunter 5. It's a hack and slash dungeon crawler you can play on your phone.
I'm gonna take a drink real quick.
Co-op, if you guys want to check it out,
Shut up.
click the link in the description below and download the game for free. But anyways, today I thought I'd do a video talking about all the fights I've been in. I told you guys I've been in fights before, and you guys keep asking me to make a video talking about everything. Because
My question is, have you been a fighter in the child?
So let's just get right into it. Let's start off with elementary school. I know I was a badass since elementary school. It's like what, 6, 7 in kindergarten? This was in kindergarten. I had this friend called Maria. Me and Maria were friends. She was my friend. Nobody fucking wanted her to be my friend. I don't know why. Like, it was such a struggle for me to find friends. And when I had a friend, I stuck to them. They were my friend. And then there was this girl who was an asshole. Her name was Tanisha, and she stole Maria from me. She was saying, Maria doesn't like you. She's my friend now. She's not your friend anymore. And then Maria agreed with her, and I was so pissed because she stole my friend from me. And then I took sand from the sandbox during recess, you know, after lunch, you just play around, do whatever. And I like chugged it in her face, and they made the principal come in and talk to me, and they told my mom, and my mom was like, okay, whatever. I mean, my mom was pretty chill with everything. didn't like witness it. She didn't care, if you know what I mean. But anyways, Maria's mom was pretty mad because I went to her house before I met her mom, and she wasn't my friend anymore after that. Moving on to middle school. Middle school, there was this one girl. She was a big girl, and she had a problem with everybody. I don't know why. She was one of those angry bullies. She's like the definition of a bully. She would like come up to girls at lunch, like at my table, and just make fun of them, talk shit to them, be like, "Girl, you are so ugly. I am so much better than you," and just all that nonsense. So we walk home the same way. You like go up on a hill, and it's like the recess hill where you run around, do laps, do the mile run. And one day she finally cracked. She confronted me. She was like, "Hey, I thought you were talking shit about me." I'm like, "No, I've never said anything about you to anybody in my life." Like, I just ignored this girl. Like, I seriously didn't care. Even when she talked shit to me, made fun of me, whatever, we just laughed at her. We were just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." Like, nobody ever took her seriously. And I don't know what her problem was. She just came up to me, confronted me. I was just trying to go home peacefully, and she just wanted to fight with me so bad. Like, I don't know what it was, and then she was just getting all up in my face. Oh my god, I remember the smell of her breath. She had the most putrid, onion-smelling ass mouth I have ever smelled in my life. It was so disgusting. I don't know why. It was like the fumes made me nauseous, and it was just the combination of the breath and her constantly being like, hit me, bite me, attack me, like all up in my face. She got up in my face, and you know what I did? I smacked that hoe. Like, I legit smacked her, and then she like attacked me, started pulling my hair, and it's just like, some people, they just wait for you to do that first move, and then it's just everything